Hi everybody, it's the Soap Man, and it is time to cut the soap that I made yesterday. I'll get to a couple things in just a minute. Right now I'm doing the hot process. If you watched the video I made yesterday, I did cold process, oven process, CPOP, which is where you basically do cold process soap and you put it in the oven and let the oven force it to a hot gel phase, which reduces the cure time. I also did a traditional hot process batch, which used some embeds that I was trying to get rid of. In the hot process batch, I was testing a scent oil. It's brambleberries, applejack peel. I've used it in a small test batch of cold process, and I just uploaded that today, and it's fantastic. Brambleberry says that the applejack peel accelerates. Well, that's not an issue in hot process. And also say that you need to keep the temperatures cool or it will start to rise. Well, my thought was putting it in hot process. I'm putting it in at the end, even though the hot process, of course, is very hot. I'm putting it in at the end of the cook. So there's no active lye, there are no oils in it other than your super fat, and hopefully it wouldn't happen. Well, I was right. I put it in the hot process at the end of the cook, and it's held up beautifully. I've actually already used one small sample piece of it, so that's what I'm cutting right now. So here we go. Let's finish cutting this. I've cut half of the log, so we're not here all night. You're not here all night watching me cut. I've already made one like this before. But my main thing was to, first of all, to get rid of these embeds, and this is the last of these, and to see how the applejack peel worked in hot process, and it's fantastic in hot process. I'm so pleased with it, and it's held up so well. It held up great in the cold process, the scent did, and so far in this hot process it's fantastic. We'll get to the CPOP, cold process, oven process soap, in just a minute. I've gone ahead and cut half of it, and I'll talk to you about it in just a minute. But this just smells fantastic. And I'm getting rid of these embeds, so they're not going to waste. That was a soap I made a couple of months ago that just didn't turn out, and I just didn't turn out the way I wanted it to, and just decided not to use it. So this is how I'm getting rid of it. And if you'll bear with me just a minute, I'll give you the recipe that I used in the hot process. Then we'll talk about the cold process, and I'll give you the recipe for it, and I'll post it in the description box below too. I had technical troubles yesterday. I'm hoping that I won't today. I did a real small sample video and everything seemed to work, but the video that I made making the soap would not upload to my computer. I uploaded it to YouTube directly from my camera, and it took it, but when I put it on my computer, it wouldn't play it, so I'm not sure what happened. So anyway, here we go. This is the end of this. So this has turned out great. As a matter of fact, oops, didn't mean to hit you there. Knock you out of the picture. As a matter of fact, I think I'm even going to write Brambleberry and tell them how well their scent oil held up in hot process, despite the fact that it has to remain cool. Alright, so that was my hot process, and here's my recipe. Let's see. I had 7 ounces of palm oil, 7 ounces of coconut oil, 7 ounces of olive oil, 1 ounce of castor oil, 3.2 lye, 7.3 water, 1.3 ounces of applejack peel scent, and 0.3 ounces of apple sage scent. Now, let's get to the cold process, oven process, CPOP soap. If if you watch the video, I've done it before with success. I had planned to put it in a mold with a sectioning tool and have 4 different colors, pull it out and swirl them together. Well, I didn't follow the tried and true advice of keeping it cool. I went ahead and did it hot because I thought, well, I want it hot. I'm going to put it in the oven, get it hot. So I thought, I'll work fast. Well, it didn't work. It set up really fast. It didn't work. So that's why I'm always a fan of having a backup plan. So I went ahead and cut half of it. I cut it the traditional way. You've got your log here, cut it, cut it, cut it, cut it. And, you know, doesn't look bad by any means. Nothing spectacular, though. I cut some of them this way. Because it got so hot, I used a hanger swirl and did a hanger swirl in it. Well, that was the result. It wasn't really all that good. So what I did instead, and that's what I'm going to do with these remaining 3 pieces, I'm going to do it here on camera for you. Once again, like this is the log, I cut it into 3 sections. This is the second half of it. Just cutting it the traditional way gets that result. Not bad, nothing spectacular, but instead, what I'm going to do is turn these on their side, which is what I would have done anyway, and cut them this way, and this is the result that I get. Now this is pretty striking. I like this. I'm really happy with this. Even though it's not what I had planned, I'm really pleased with this. So, that's what we're going to do here. Now, I had also mentioned yesterday, when you do this type of cold process, oven process, and you do it in a traditional silicone mold, you have to line your mold with parchment paper, which I did. I went ahead and lined it, but I left the very ends unlined. Let me see. No, let's see. I don't have one of the end pieces here. Yes, I do. Here was the very, very end piece. Now, if you can see this in the camera, can you see all those little bubbles and pits? I think you can. Yeah, see those pits right there? That's what happens when the soap gets really, really hot gel phase in your silicone liner and it can't breathe. It sort of starts to bubble. Because, like, see, here's the bottom. See how nice and smooth that is where I had the parchment paper? That's why you have to line your soap, your mold, with parchment paper if you do cold process, oven process, and use your traditional silicone mold. So here we go. I'm going to go ahead and cut these 3. I'm amazed at how soft the soap still is 18 hours later, and after being put to a hot gel phase and with all the hard oils that I had. This one probably is going to still need the full cure time, but even though that's not what I wanted, I'm really happy with this. One thing too I've noticed, I don't know what happened, there's no scent whatsoever in this. With this, I used Brambleberry's Apple Sage, which is a very durable scent, holds it very well even at high temperatures. That's why I used it in this. Has no scent whatsoever. Now it may come back after the full cure, we'll see, I'm hoping, but there's no scent whatsoever with this. And even though this is not what I was anticipating, I really like the way this looks. Very nice appearance to this. So that's why I'm such a big fan of always having a backup plan in case your soap thickens up quicker than you expect. And I'm just hoping the scent comes back, but if it doesn't, sometimes I do unscented soap. The one I'm giving out next week is unscented. It's alright. But really nice.